Would you ever post all your family's financial details on the internet? Of course not. But if your parents' estate goes through probate in California, that's exactly what happens. Their entire financial life, every bank account, every property, every debt becomes public record. I'm Rosanna Savone, estate planning attorney and founder of Pinnacle Law. I help California families protect what they've built, avoid probate, and keep what should be private, private. Most people think probate is only about fees or delays, but here's what they don't realize. Probate is designed to be public. Why? Because it isn't built to protect families. It's built to protect creditors. Creditors need transparency so they can see what assets exist and make sure debts get paid. It's basically a lawsuit filed against yourself with your money for the benefit of your creditors. That's never going to change. Transparency is baked into the system, which means if your parents' estate goes through probate, their entire financial picture is laid open for anyone to see. Neighbors, estranged relatives, even opportunists looking for an angle. I recently learned of a case where a son lost his family home because of this. When the state was going through probate, the home became public record. A swindler spotted the filing, reached out under the guise of helping, and tricked him into signing a new mortgage. The scammer promised to cover the payments while it was going through probate, but they didn't. The son only found out when the home was already in foreclosure. You can guess who was going to bid on that deeply discounted home. Probate's lack of privacy isn't just uncomfortable. It makes families vulnerable. Now, this is a real social media post from People about Matthew Perry's estate shortly after he passed away, where fans speculated about what would happen to his residuals. One commenter said he probably had a will. This isn't anyone's business. If that isn't the definition of tell me you don't know anything about estate planning without telling me, I don't know what is. But I get it. Most expect that something as private as dividing assets after a death would be private. But here's the truth. A will doesn't protect your privacy. If your estate plan relies on a will, it becomes a public court record. Anyone can read it. Anyone can see who got what. Now, most of Perry's estate did stay private because he had a trust. We'll never know how the friends' residuals were passed down. And that's the point. A well-funded, properly structured trust protects privacy. But we did find out that he had over $1 million in a personal checking account. Because it wasn't placed in his trust, his successor trustee had to open a probate proceeding. That filing exposed his private finances to the world. Or take Jackie Onassis. She had a will, not a trust, and the entire contents of her will is in the public court record. If you want to check that out, you can. Same with John Lennon, Aretha Franklin, and Jerry Garcia. Everyone can read it, what they had when they died, and who got what. Imagine your own family's plan, every gift, every choice, available for anyone to pull up. That's what probate does. Think about it this way. No one would post their net worth, their account balances, or their home equity on the internet. But probate forces families to do exactly that. Also, creditors can get paid. Families lose their privacy at the moment they're most vulnerable. So what's the solution? A properly funded, well-constructed living trust. Unlike a will, it bypasses probate entirely. It keeps your finances private, protects your heirs, and works immediately when your family needs it. But here's the key. Not every attorney makes sure the trust is actually funded. That's the missing step. If the house, the bank accounts, and the investments aren't moved into the trust, it's just an empty document, much like that checking account of Matthew Perry's. When you're choosing an attorney, here's what to look for. They should help you fund your trust, not just hand you papers. They should provide a clear process or instructions to keep assets titled correctly. And they should offer a way to review and update your plan so it doesn't grow stale. If your parents own a home in California, probate means their finances will be an open book. You can change that with the right plan. Want to know the silent mistakes that put families in court? Download my free guide and subscribe here for weekly insights that keep your family protected.